is Wong. I graduated from Melbourne Uni in Australia, and I specialized in accounting and finance. I got my chartered practicing accounting in year 2002. In InTune, I run the business development segment. I'm also a certified partner accounting running with my wife. My wife is actually the other partner that runs the firm.
My name is Lily Yong. I'm graduated with a corporate finance degree from University of Adelaide, Australia. My first job is with Ernst & Young, an accounting firm, for 5 years. Then I moved on to manage an internal audit department for an Australian listed company. I'm a member of Certified Practicing Accountant Australia and also a member of Malaysian Institute of Accountants. So in InTune, I am the managing partner. I take care of the sales, business development, and also overseeing the operations at InTune. So I've been a practicing accountant for the last 20 over years.
The company was started long time ago when I was still with KPMG. So during that time, I got a lot of friends who are having complication and stress when they run business. And most of their challenge is they cannot hire an accountant. So as a result, they always only hire maybe a clerk or an exec. A lot of time they have a lot of issues with their finance, payment, sometimes the money get lost, sometimes the accounts don't close in time, payment is not done in time. So that time when they wanted to hire me, then I was thinking, how are they going to pay me? Like if they were to hire me and I charge them 10,000 for SME, how can they afford me? So I went back and I think, and then one day I got this idea. This idea just popped up. If 5 of them combine, each one maybe pay me 3,000 a month, then I can serve 5 of them at one shot. I become like a HQ accountant to 5 of them. Then I can assemble a team to actually support them, and that's how InTune was formed. In terms of the company, our team structure is divided into sales and operation. So the sales is very simple. We serve our client by understanding their need, and then we provide them the solution. In terms of the operation, is divided into 2 segments currently. We have the finance, which take care of the day-to-day accounting for our client, from payment to preparing the financial statement. Another team that we have is doing the HR and payroll service to ensure that the day-to-day of the salary and remuneration, including compliance, are taken care of. As an accountant, as a service provider, we need to be able to sync along, tune into the processes of our client and customize. For example, maybe a manufacturing client would be very different from a trading client. So InTune means as a provider, we are tuning into their needs and requirements.
The vision of InTune is to be the leading finance and human resource outsourcing provider in Malaysia. In this vision, we want to create financially driven entrepreneurs and businesses who runs their business based on numbers, analytics in driving their business to their goals. The mission of InTune is to support every small medium enterprises becoming large by being their strong finance and HR pillars for their businesses. This means that we are providing them a team of knowledgeable professionals with strong processes and workflow to support them in their growth journey becoming large. There are 3 main types of services being provided at InTune. Number 1 is the finance, number 2 is the human resource, and number 3 is the consultancy. So in terms of finance, so what we do is that we do the everyday accounting and finance functions for our small medium enterprises clients, like preparing payments, even issuing invoice, official receipts, reconciling their sales collection on an everyday basis, up to giving them a financial dashboards and accounts every month, up to on a half-yearly basis to sit with them and review their financial dashboards, and at the end of the year to take care of their audit and taxes on their behalf. That's on the finance side. So the second type of service that we provide for our client is human resource related, which means we take care of their payroll. We make sure that the payrolls are calculated correctly, accurately, on time, and in compliance with all labor laws, EPF, SOCSO, etc. And then taking care of the leave for their staff and making sure that at year end, all the forms, all the compliance matters with Income Tax Office is complied with. So in terms of HR, we also assist our clients to issue HR related letters, like when a new staff come on board, to give them the employment letter, when they confirm, and if there's any increase in salary, bonus, we help them out with all those.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, it's the time again for us to have the SME Freedom Series. What is SME Freedom Series? SME Freedom Series was created by InTune to help you as business owners to be able to achieve freedom by getting tips in HR and accounting matters. Good evening, everybody. My name is Alex Wong. I'm one of the co-founder of InTune, and I'm in charge of the marketing department. And tonight, this evening, we have a very special guest. We have my beautiful colleague here. Let me bring her in. Hi, Nisha.
Hi, Mr. Alex.
So, how are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great as well. So it has been a while since we meet our audience on Freedom Series. So it's great to be able to let you share some of your experience. So before that, why don't you give a brief introduction about who you are and what are your roles in InTune for our audience?
All right, sure. Okay. My name is Nisha Sandra, and I'm known as Nisha in InTune. I'm a senior HR exec, and I joined in 2022, March 24th. And when I was joined as a senior HR exec, and I'm still holding that position till now.
So do you want to tell us about your journey and some of your special moment working with InTune?
Sure. Okay. First of all, when I joined InTune, it was like a big challenge for me, because I have a lot of challenging, and I need to do a lot of tasks and everything. And after a few months, I can see myself is growing as a HR person, and I'm growing together with my colleagues. So comes to my most memorable moment is our team building time. Last year December, we had a team building, and where we can share our joys. I can see that I could have a lot of bonding with my colleagues. That's the moment where I can see I'm growing, and also I'm sharing a lot. And my most memorable moment.
So what do you enjoy most working with InTune? As InTune, we are a business process outsourcing. We mainly help our client in HR matter. So what do you enjoy working with InTune compared to maybe when you're working in a typical SME?
Okay, we have a lot of parties here. Each and every month we will have a gathering. We will have a parties. Beside all the stress and everything, we will enjoy ourselves. It's not like we are like a manager, a colleague. It's like not like a director, something like that. We are friends.
Correct.
And
That's one of our culture. We want to treat each other like a family member.
yes, correct. Actually, everyone, all of us are same.
Would you be able to share some of your working experience, like what you do in a typical SME compared to when you work with us in InTune? How is the work in terms of your responsibility differ, although you could be holding the same position, so that some of our audience would know the difference between working with InTune and working with a typical SME?
Okay, sure. I can share my previous experience. Okay, when I worked with my previous company, it's like I will come 9 to 6. I will come to work. I will do my work, and then 6 o'clock I will go back home. But when I joined InTune, I can see my career is growing. Each and every day, I got new challenges, and also I'm enjoying the moment. So it's not like we come to work and we just do focus in one thing. Besides work, we can enjoy. We have our time. we can enjoy together.
How about
So
challenges? I'm sure when you work with InTune, there are some challenges. How what are some of your challenges, and how does InTune support you in terms of overcoming some of these challenges?
okay, the main challenge which I focus is like the head hoc task where we are in midst of doing something and there's a add-on task which is keep getting on. So I managed to like find ways to finish the task as well. So that's the biggest challenge. And also currently I'm into the recruitment. So recruitment, as you know, recruitment is a big challenge.
It's a nightmare.
Yes, it's a nightmare. So it's like I already know and I can come up with a solution and I'm on the right track. That's the
Okay.
challenge when I entered InTune because previously I didn't have like so-called challenges. I will come to work, I will do my work, and I will balik.
Okay. So maybe you can share in terms of some of your growth plan, and how have InTune be growing with you over some of the breakthroughs that you have.
Okay, I can see myself is improving a lot ever since I joined InTune, and I can see I'm developing my skills so much, and Intune has helped me. Is literally helping me growing as a HR exec, and also I'm very sure I can grow here to take the next step on towards my career.
I think the biggest distinction when a person works with SME, sometimes they are not being guided by a HR manager per se, and the role are very limited as compared to a firm like us being a firm. We have a structure and process in place, being a service provider. So in terms of specialization and in terms of the depth of the technical skill that we work with our staff, so I think that's where the growth is very different compared to someone who work in SME. It's similar in the finance department, because many SME, they may not have the budget to hire a full-fledged HR manager. So generally they will hire an HR exec that will cover payroll, recruitment, and everything. And sometimes this payroll exec may not have a senior and or a manager to actually refer to. So sometimes they get stuck in terms of the day to day. And I think this is where in tune we provide that kind of training for some of our staffing, and that's how we also can provide a holistic service to serve our clients.
Yes, correct. And end of the day, we know there are someone who we can share everything. We can seek for help if we need.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about SME. Like we talk about recruitment. What are some of the common pain in terms of getting quality candidate? I always People always say, "Ah, yeah, hiring very easy." It is easy when whatever candidate come, we just ambil lah. Then it's very easy. But to get the quality candidate, what are some of the common pain that you hear from our clients?
Some of the common pains actually, the main common pain is to get a quality candidates who need to match the job description as well.
Hmm. So
So that's the
in terms of the job description, it's not just technical. Sometimes the technical bit, I think, is the easy part. It is the non-technical bit which I find it very challenging.
yes, correct. Because whenever we are finding candidate, a staff, we need to find a qualified candidate who can match the job description given by the company, given by the management. So without a proper qualified candidate, I think it's like we are unable to get a right person to the position.
Yeah. Even in my experience getting a candidate, sometimes you get the technical bit right, then they come in, maybe the character part is a bit off, or sometimes I've even hired in some of my other company, we will hire HR candidate that so-called coming from public listed company, but to my surprise, when they come in, the quality of their work and their character or attitude is really sometimes amaze me. So what do you think contribute to some of this common pain in recruiting quality candidate? Why is it so hard to get quality candidate in the recruitment program? What is the missing formula here, in your opinion?
Okay. Maybe from my opinion, it's like a lack of skills from the recruiter,
From
because
the recruiter. Okay.
to find quality candidates. Because ever since I joined InTune, I got a lot of new things on recruitment, new changes. Where here we are doing a technical test for some of our positions. So from that, we can see the candidate can right fit to our position or not. Some position we need to do a technical test, and
Okay.
some
So
position,
okay, go on.
some position we are doing a personality test.
I see.
So
So what
from
what what I'm hearing you saying that in terms of recruitment, we actually do a pre-recruitment step where we don't just assume that the staff that is joining us is technically, we actually develop or work with our client to develop technical assessment to ensure that they are actually suited to the job that they are required. And on top of that, in terms of gauging for the non-technical part, we actually use personality assessment to help to identify their character and or behavior that will be best suited for the job. Is that what I'm hearing?
yes, correct.
Okay. So about pre-qualification. Now that we talk about this pre-qualification, why is this important to have this pre-qualification process or this pre-recruitment process?
Okay. Pre-qualification process we can say as a pre-assessment. So before we get hired a candidate or staff, we need to do a background check on them. The first thing. So we need to check on their how they work before and everything. We need to go through their CV. So this is what we call as a, we need to go through carefully, so that we can see from there whether this person is qualified for our job scope or not. So
Could
it's
you
like a pre-assessment.
Yeah, so in terms of what I'm hearing is in terms of even all our candidate, whatever they put in the resume, for example, they say their last drawn salary is X amount and their commission is Y amount. So we actually take the effort to we do a due diligence where we actually check number one, their background via through social media and or contacting the previous company and to validate some of their pay slip as well as to validate some of their so-called benefit. So I remember
Yes.
there was one time before I joined Intune, we actually have a engineer who claimed that he owned a PhD from a university. So when
Mm-hmm.
I work with the HR department to just Google the university, it actually doesn't exist. So I think nowadays with all this high-tech Canva and high-tech imaging processing is actually very important to do that due diligence.
Yes, yes, correct. The pre-assessment process is very important in a
Yeah.
recruitment process actually.
So it actually take away the pain if they cannot even pass the pre-assessment, then basically is to let our client or for us to know that let's not waste any more time in that sense.
Yes, correct.
How about personality assessment? What is your experience of using personality assessment and why is it important as part of the pre-recruitment process?
Okay. Personality assessment is like we can measure the candidate's characteristic and also personality,
Mm-hmm.
because not even a job description or job background, even a person's characteristic and also personality, behavior also very important. when they are joining for a new company. So I think we are in right tracks because we are doing a DISC assessment for all our candidates.
Yep. So
And
this is one of the assessment that we do. We have a couple of assessment that we do. Yeah, that's for sure. So could you give an example of how we use our personality assessment in looking for the right fit? Would you be able to give an example of that?
okay, first of all, after once I have like select the candidates, I will go through their CV one by
Mm-hmm.
one and everything. Then after I will set up an interview session with them. Once I have done all the my pre-screening and everything, I will send them our personality assessment, which we call as a DISC test.
Okay.
So from there, from the test, I can know. So if we have a various position, so the test itself can determine whether the candidate is right fit to the position or not.
Okay.
So we
To
can
our
able to
audience to
know
give a
them.
better relevance because I also provide some training on this. So basically, for
Mm-hmm.
example, if the position is a sales related, what Nisha will do is based on the sales, the requirement of the sales. If the sales require this candidate to be outgoing, to be result driven. So sales got two types. One is called a order taker sales. Means when the lead come in, they serve the customer. Whereas in some SME industry, the sales is the staff need to go out there and look for lead. So what Nisha is saying is, but when we use DISC, we actually be able to map some of the behavior that we would want to expect from the candidate. If the sales function is an outgoing and it a high drive one, we want to be able to match that kind of behavior to that, rather than we take those which are very used to order taker sales, where they wait for sales to come in. Maybe they have a showroom, they don't need to go out there and look for leads. So that's how we can use this to actually help to right fit certain customer, or in the sense where it's a very technical job. We want this candidate to be able to demonstrate the behavior of consistency, carefulness, diligence, accuracy, that kind of thing, so that we don't want someone that is very outgoing, very inspiring, very chatty, but then are not able to go into detail. So when you put them into a technical position, the chances of them failing is higher. So this is how, as one of the pre-assessment, InTune will work with our client, is we do the personal assessment to map it in order to close the gap. So, do you have any case study to share for to share with our listeners so that they can see what are some of the clients that we have helped, how we help them, what are their pain, and how the Intune actually support them.
Yeah, sure, sure. I do have.
We bring it up. Okay.
Okay, all right. Recently, I have did some research on recruitment process outsourcing, where some of the SME companies they are like a shortage of they have shortage of employees, and but they don't have time to recruit because they are busy in settling their businesses. For example, in a marketing company, they are very busy with their sales. So, but they don't have enough manpower, but they don't have time to recruit staff for them to for them to growing, or for the new staff to they don't have enough staff to uh, help them to do the sales or something like that. So based on my findings, uh, most of the business SME business company, uh, why they are like they are why they are my God, sorry, Mr. Alex, why
That's
they are
okay.
very
Take your time. Why they are
why
struggling with getting the
why
right
they are
candidate?
struggling on to take the right candidate,
Yeah.
because they don't have trust on the outsourcing recruitment company.
Okay. Okay.
So if they provide their recruitment team, I mean they providing their recruitment team to outsource their recruitment part,
Mm-hmm.
we can help them to find a right candidate.
Okay.
So we can like help them to manage their turnover. We can help them to find a right candidate, and they will have time to do their business. They will have a less headache.
Okay, okay. So I remember one of the client that engaged us. They are an IT based company, and they have actually engaged us to help them to look for sales staff. And I think the good news is because we have various packages with our client, which I will explain later. We actually know the client inside out. So to be able to understand the client and then recruit for them, I think is also equally important, which is what Nisha's talk about, having the trust. Because a lot of some of the headhunter may not necessarily know the client intimately. So in terms of what we do, we have three packages that we have. We have a small, medium, and large packages for HR. Of course, the basic one is we do payroll and HR letter. As you grow bigger, that is where we provide more services in terms of recruitment package, as well as performance package, or in terms of building handbook for them. And when they go to a large package, they almost like having an HR manager that is not sitting in their office, but help them to manage the entire HR department holistically, including looking into some of the disciplinary matter. So in terms of the recruitment process, what we do is we actually have a structured process where we will sit with our client in terms of understanding our client business and also their requirement. And from there is where we do the pre-assessment, we do the pre-filtering, so that our client can focus to do the business, like what Nisha said. Then we take over this role or this Panadol on behalf of our client, and we feed them the vitamin C. We find the right vitamin in order to pass on to our client. Basically, that's what we do in terms of our recruitment process outsourcing.
We can help to improve their manpower.
Yeah. So, thank you for this evening. Do you have anything else you want to share to our fellow audience before we end the day?
So thank you so much for having me, Mr. Alex.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the SME business is welcome. We are providing everything.
Yeah.
So you can enroll us even for finance, HR.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, true. So
we are
a
ready
bit
to
of
serve you.
yeah. So like what Nisha said, InTune this year has officially expand our scope of service. From now, HR outsourcing will be a big part of our product offering to our clients on top of a finance outsourcing. So in terms of finance outsourcing, we also offer the bookkeeping as well as the finance outsourcing, means we do your accounts for you day to day. Yeah, every client is like our subsidiary, but we in-house everything and we do everything through our online accounting system, up to a level where even we offered accountant outsourcing, where you have a full-time accountant that look through your business. So similar in HR, you have the same package, small, medium, large. At the large, you have an HR manager that oversee your entire operation. And that's how InTune support SME to become big. And that's our vision. We aspire that one day a lot of SME becoming big because InTune have their back. And thank you, Nisha, for being with us this evening to share some of your experience, to share some of your tips. Okay,
Thank you,
with
Mr.
that,
Alex. Thank you for having me.
yeah, with that, I'm going to end the show with a video. Thank you.
InTune Outsourcing is providing you a full scope of accounting from A to Z, exactly like an accounting department with a CFO, but not based in your office. InTune enters supplier invoices into accounts payable and do reconciliation with suppliers to make sure that our records are correct. InTune also processes payments to suppliers, staff, and expenses, updating sales invoices into accounts receivable, including collection received, providing statement of accounts to clients so that they can collect and chase money from their customers, providing the financial reports, including but not limited to profit and loss, balance sheets, cash flow, debtors and creditors aging, advisory and financial coaching, including presentation of accounts, highlighting key areas and key analytics to improve and grow clients' businesses. At the year end, we represent our clients to work with their auditors and tax agents for compliance matters. InTune also represent our clients to deal with different bodies and agencies such as Income Tax Office, Customs Department, EPF, SOCSO, and other authorities for matters relating to finance, business, and HR. So if you're still facing accounting problems, you'll need a professional like InTune to help you. Well, get InTune to fine-tune your decision.